Well, I went as part of the cultural delegation, so there were museums, orchestras, theatres like the National Theatre, the Royal Shakespeare Company, to a whirlwind trip, so to Beijing and to Shanghai, really looking at that people-to-people exchange and how we build bridges between our two countries, and from my perspective, of course, encouraging Chinese visitors to come to Britain at a great time because it was just before the Lunar New Year.
And what stood out the most for you during the trip?
I think what stood out the most was that appetite for engagement. The Prime Minister talked about a continuous partnership, and whatever business people were in on that delegation, that's what they were looking forward to. And for us, we know that tourism numbers to Britain we're predicting will be quite strong this year, so China back in our top 10 markets, worth about £1.2 billion to the economy, but that's really the start of a period of growth working through to 2030 with £2.2 billion, a million Chinese visitors coming to Britain. So I think to see that growth coming back from China is really important, that Chinese visitors feel welcome and realise that Britain welcomes them.
So during your trip, you did see this renewed appetite among Chinese travellers to travel abroad, especially to the United Kingdom already.
Yes, Britain is already an aspirational destination for many Chinese visitors. We're the third most popular tourist board on Red Note. So we do a lot of work with influencers and media to raise that aspiration to travel to Britain. Our big campaign is our Starring Great Britain campaign. And of course, Wuthering Heights, just about to launch in China. Peaky Blinders, we're everywhere I go. Chinese visitors want to talk about that. Harry Potter, Sense and Sensibility. So really that appetite to come and see destinations that people have seen on screen.
You know, it's a very competitive market. You just said that China will be one of the most important visitor markets this year, and in your forecast that is around £1.2 billion and about $1.7 billion in spending. You know, a lot of other European countries are doing the same, and today there was this report from the European Travel Commission saying that Chinese arrivals will increase by 26% in Europe compared to that in 2025. So I'm just wondering, what will you do to make it different, to attract more of the higher spending Chinese visitors to the UK?
So we work to make sure that we're promoting premium products in China. So I think Britain's really good at some of those quirky products that we can talk about. We know that Chinese visitors want great experiences, and we can offer that. And actually, we're quite a small country if you're coming from China. So you can start in London, you can go to Manchester in a couple of hours, you can be up in the Lake District, you can go across to Yorkshire and see the beautiful moors and dales, and then go to the city of York as well. So a small country with very good regional experiences that Chinese visitors can go to. So yes, it's a competitive market, but Britain has great culture, heritage, modern history as well, and a wealth of experiences for Chinese visitors to come to.
And now we're standing in the very heart of central London, and of course travelling to the UK is not only about the capital city, and you just talked about some of the regional destinations, and you are trying to promote that through film tourism. Just help us understand how it works.
So we know that 9 in 10 potential Chinese visitors want to see places that they've seen on screen. And the films that we can see being launched this year, so Wuthering Heights, it is amazingly set in Yorkshire, and the countryside just looks wonderful. We have Sense and Sensibility coming out in China as well, and then those perennial favourites, Peaky Blinders and Harry Potter. And we use those stories to tell the story of regional destinations and encouraging people to come out of London and explore more of Britain.
But you know, for the Chinese visitors, visas remain one of the biggest barriers in practice when they really want to travel to the UK. How do you think that visa policy is playing a role in travel demand?
Well, what I've seen in my recent visits to China is actually that our visa capacity and our processing has been really tight and in fact much better than other European destinations. So people know when they apply for a visa to come to Britain that they will get their visa processed in a really tight time period. They'll get the appointments that they need to go to the visa processing centre. And I think to have that certainty means that tour operators and travel agents can sell Britain and customers can be confident that if they book their trip to Britain, they will get a visa in good time.
I'm just wondering, are there discussions or ideas around making it easier for Chinese visitors to travel to the UK?
We talk all the time with the Home Office about how we want to be a welcoming country. We need to keep our borders secure, but we want visitors to feel welcome. And our visa policy is obviously part of that. So you already have that focus on getting visas through quickly, on 2-year visas to encourage people to come multiple times. And that's a continuing conversation.
Mm-hmm. China has just released this visa-free entry for UK visitors. Do you think that would have this knock-on effect to promote tourism cooperation and people-to-people exchanges?
Yes, I think it will, because people have a curiosity about travelling to China, and I think to make it easy and to showcase again that people will feel welcome if they go to China, we'll encourage people to take a chance and go and see what China is really like. So, I mean, this year we'll be working on our film tourism campaign. I think this is the start of a partnership. That's what the Prime Minister was very keen to emphasise. This is a continuous partnership. We're looking forward to welcoming many more Chinese visitors here and to work with our Chinese tour operators and travel agents to make sure that we're accessible and welcoming, and we're looking at some of the practical steps we need to make Chinese visitors feel really welcome.